Okay, this one will be brief. So on page 129 here. Alright, so a total, they built the pipeline. Okay, you can see it here running through some of the areas. Let me just bring this up. You can see the kind of way it zigzags through the landscape here. Alright, so what we looked at was a total of 12 pumping stations. Okay, means that even in the event of a break, the flow can be stopped. So one way they said they'd stop it is they had these stations dotted along the whole track. So even if there was a leak somewhere, they could block the pumping station previous to that, and it would cut off the flow. Okay, so there wouldn't actually be that big of a leak. The pipe itself, which is sliding shoes, it can be moved horizontally by 1 or 2 meters in the event of an earthquake, and the oil is pumped at a temperature of about 80 degrees Celsius. So 80 degrees Celsius is nearly 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so these brackets it's in here, they could actually let the pipe slide over and back if there was an earthquake, so it wouldn't break and cause a big leak. Okay, and the temperature then was to make sure it didn't freeze during the cold winters and stuff, so it could maintain the flow. Right, so over the years there was 300 reports of relatively small oil leaks. Right, the oil company have so far been able to act quickly to seal these leaks. Okay, so again, it was going quite well. Alright, then there's an oil spill in 1989. Now, to show you, this is the kind of idyllic, amazing little area that they had to ship the oil out of. Alright, it would be pumped down to Valdez and stored in these huge tankers, go onto the boat, and the boat would take it away. Alright, but it went a little bit awry at one point. Alright, so to reach the open sea from Valdez, oil tankers had to follow a potentially dangerous route. Okay, in 1989, there was, of course, a long-feared disaster. It wasn't actually due to the physical danger, so it wasn't down to the weather or the ocean or anything like that. It was unfortunately down to human negligence and incompetence, so it was human error. The boat was carrying 50 million tons of crude oil, okay, huge amount. The captain was drunk and no senior officer was on the bridge at the time. Alright, so the boat ran onto some rocks and started to leak oil everywhere. The people who were supposed to react, okay, the pipeline company, did nothing for 12 hours and then took the wrong advice and continued to do nothing. So after several days, alright, the oil slick had extended 900 kilometers from the wreck. Okay, so remember, Nassau is about 28 kilometers, New Providence is about 28 kilometers long. This had spread 900 kilometers from the wreck out into the ocean, all this oil, alright? In fairness, Exxon stepped up and worked until the end of the year with an eventual cost of about 600 million before pulling out. Now that sounds good, but they actually left 60% of the oil still in the ocean, so they didn't even clean half of it, but it was costing them too much, so they said nah, and went back to shipping the oil. Alright, the top of the next page just says the bodies of 35,000 seabirds and 3,000 sea otters were recovered, so it just gives you some idea of how much wildlife. Like the final numbers I probably were never calculated just because it was such a huge disaster. So this was just a little case study to try and bring home the impacts that extracting, or the dangers that extracting fossil fuels can have, and another reason why we should be trying to move to wind, solar, geothermal and wave energy and hydroelectricity. Okay, so again, it is quite relevant to the Bahamas right now as they're planning to start drilling for oil off of Andros. So just to be aware of what would happen. Imagine what would happen to our tourism if there was an oil spill and our reefs got destroyed and stuff like that, you know. Okay, finally homework. On page 133 you're going to do question 1, do all sections. Please pay attention to this. Page 118, it tells you where the answers are. So you're going to draw out this little table or this flow diagram and put these 9 bullet points into the different places. Start with these 2, then these, and then these. Okay, there's a diagram on page 118 which makes it very, very easy. Alright, give 3 reasons why world demand for resources is increasing. That's on page 118. Describe 5 ways by which the Earth's resources may be protected. That's on page 118. And then finally, this is a tricky one for 2 marks. Why is it important? So do not answer how. Okay, That's question C. Why is it important to protect the Earth's resources? So think of that sustainability bit that we did. Right, why is it important that we protect the energy resources that we have left? That would be quite short, and this one is even easier. You're going to do 2 as well. 2A, name the energy source in each drawing. Okay, so look at the little picture and just write down, you can write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what is each one. So number 1 is clearly hydroelectricity. Okay, then you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. B, which of the energy resources shown in the are renewable and non-renewable? Again, very simple. You can just add the word renewable or non-renewable beside your answer to part A. Name 2 other energy sources not shown here that are renewable or non-renewable. So look back through your book. What are 2 renewables and 2 non-renewables that haven't been shown? This should take you all of 5 minutes to do that bit. Okay. For that reason, we are going to look at question 3 on the same page, and I just want you to do A and E part 1. That's all. Give 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of using each of the following types of energy. We didn't look at these 4 in the lesson, so we just looked at the renewable types. You have to do this. So 2 advantages, disadvantages for coal, 2 disadvantages and advantages for oil, gas, and nuclear. Okay, 2 for each. 2 disadvantages for each, 2 advantages for each. E1 then also says list 3 advantages of solar energy. So I want you to come up with 3 advantages. We did that in the lesson. Alright, so that is your homework. It's due on Friday. I will put it up in the assignment tab.